Our medical expert, Dr. Payal Kohli, is with us this afternoon to talk all things mosquitoes.
Everybody's favorite part of summer, right? Dr. Kohli, let's start with the basics because mosquito bites itch, they sting, they itch. Is there like something, why is that?
There's a scientific reason for this, ladies. So when the mosquitoes bite us, they suck out our blood, and what they inject in there is their saliva.
Ew.
And that saliva is full of foreign protein. So our immune system says, uh-oh, this is not human, let me attack it. So it actually sends immune cells to start attacking it. As you notice, it swells up immediately, so those come immediately. But in the next 24 to 48 hours, we actually stimulate that immune response by itching. So we release something called histamine, which causes more immune cells to come, and we're actually feeding forward that process by causing the immune cells to come and itch and swell it up.
I was just showing Dr. Kohli my newest mosquito bite. I get so many. I feel like they love my blood. I'll show Alex right there, nice and puffy on the thigh.
Scratching it.
Oh yeah, I love to scratch them. I like to put like an X in them. Are there any home remedies?
So we gotta address that.
Yeah, other than like itching and putting like the cross in them.
So first and foremost, no itching.
Okay.
And if you have kids who have mosquito bites, the first thing you do is actually trim their fingernails so they can't actually itch and stimulate, because it's a mechanical release of histamine. The next thing you do is put some ice and some cold compresses, because that starts to numb the nerves. You can use an antihistamine cream or a steroid cream, like a hydrocortisone that you can get over the counter. You can also use a lidocaine cream if it hurts. Sometimes your mosquito bites tingle a little bit. These are all sort of medicines to use. But Sam, there's a lot of great home remedies too. And I know you're all about being sort of natural.
Yes, tell
so
me.
you can put a baking powder paste on it. Yeah, so a little bit of baking powder with water, kind of put a paste on it. You want to wash it off as soon as you get the mosquito bite. So in case there's any bacteria or anything on your skin, because the mosquito has punctured your skin, you want to wash it with soap and water, put a little bit of that, baking powder on top of it, just for about 15 minutes to help it heal. And kids, you can put a dab of honey as well. That kind of helps soothe it and has some anti-inflammatory properties. So there's lots of things you can do that don't mean itching.
I like that. What about the old school? My mom always put the calamine lotion,
yeah,
the pink
pink
stuff.
Yep.
I still have that under, it's probably from like 1985, but it's under my cabinet right now. Does that work?
Yes, but don't use it from 1985. Get some fresh calamine lotion. You can also get aloe vera gel. And like I said, anything that soothes it. So what your nerves are doing is actually responding to the inflammation. They're tingling and they're causing you to itch. So anything that soothes the skin actually really does help. Sometimes if you have an itch, even doing a math problem or actually scratching somewhere else can distract your brain away from that itch to a different itch, because it's all about mind over matter.
Not a math problem.
Tell that to my 5-year-old. She'd be like, yeah, right.
So is it ever a cause for concern? Should you ever go to the doctor?
Yes. In fact, some mosquito bites can be very severe. So if two people get bitten by the same mosquito, their reactions, their immune system reactions may be very different. One person may have a mild response, someone else may have a severe response. So the first thing to do is to monitor for signs of infection in that mosquito bite. And this is any red streaking around it, if it's really warm, if it's really swollen, if you have any systemic symptoms like fever. Those could be coming from the bite itself getting infected, but they could also be coming from Zika, West Nile virus, malaria, a lot of the other things that mosquitoes carry. So those are all causes for concern. Kids can also get an exaggerated response to mosquito bites called Skeeter syndrome. So that's something to keep an eye out for. If they get any swelling around their eyes, any swelling around their lips, any hives on the rest of their body, or their mosquito bite is becoming really tender, like a nodule, swollen and tender, these are signs of an emergency and you need to contact the pediatrician.
Oh my goodness, that's good to know. I know because my daughter, I don't know, can you be allergic to mosquitoes and mosquito bites? Because if she gets a bite, it gets so big. It's
really
like a big little
swollen.
knot. Yeah.
So that's her immune system. And like I said, kids tend to have sort of a hyperactive, overly active, really good shape immune system that reacts in an exaggerated fashion to mosquito bites. So if there's not severe tenderness or fever, or any systemic symptoms or any streaking around it, it's probably okay to do some of those home remedies. But if you're ever in doubt, you want to take a picture and send it to your pediatrician.
What about repellents? Like, do they work?
The repellents work really well. In fact, that's one of the key things is prevention. Now with kids, especially kids under 3, you don't want to use repellents containing DEET. You want to be careful about putting any repellents near their eyes and around their lips. And certainly we can get bitten by mosquitoes on our face as well. So that's where I like to say try to either cover up or use some more natural types of repellents. There's some essential oil repellents that you can use, not in infants and babies, but in toddlers and young kids. And you want to take the essential oil like lavender oil, peppermint oil, oil, any of kind of the strong smelling oils, tea tree oil, and dilute it in a carrier oil like jojoba or almond oil, and then put it on their skin. Now keep in mind that essential oils kind of disappear very soon, so you have to reapply it every 2 to 3 hours. If you're using a combination of sunscreen and repellent, do you know which one you put first?
Yeah, because you said this, remember? We asked her.
Sunscreen.
Yes,
Got it.
she's right.
You got it. So sunscreen goes underneath, and then the repellent. You don't want to use a combination product because you'll need to reapply it often, and you don't want that much repellent on you.
Yeah.
So repellent lasts a lot longer than sunscreen. So use them separately.
We have only 30 seconds, but let's do a quick rapid fire myths round. So really quickly, do mosquitoes prefer sweet blood?
It has nothing to do with your blood. It's got to do with your carbon dioxide, your
I thought I was sweet.
your sweat, and your scent. So if you wear floral scents, you're more likely to get bitten.
Are all mosquito bites the same?
Nope, it's your immune system that determines how they look.
And I think I know this one. Does scratching a mosquito bite help relieve the itch? For me, it does.
Nope, it makes it worse. It tells your brain to itch
believe
more.
that.
And so you're feeding that neural network.
Right.
So just resist that urge, Sam. Reach for the math problem or do something else.
All right.
Good info.
Yes,
It's unfortunate we
always.
needed those pesky mosquitoes, but thank you as always.